The geopolitical fault line between Washington and Havana is shifting in ways few anticipated just months ago. As the United States under the Trump administration doubles down on its policy of maximum pressure toward Cuba, Havana has found an unlikely lifeline in Beijing. The recent arrival of a Chinese vessel carrying 15,000 tons of rice, the first installment of a massive 60,000-ton donation, serves as more than just humanitarian aid. It is a potent political signal that China is willing to directly challenge American hegemony in what Washington has traditionally viewed as its own backyard. This intervention comes at a critical juncture for Cuba, which is currently reeling from a severe energy crisis and a tightening economic noose. The island nation, which imports nearly 60% of its oil, has been effectively cut off from key supply chains due to US-led sanctions and military-backed blockades that began early this year. The impact on the ground is stark: nationwide blackouts, collapsed public transportation, and a healthcare system struggling to function without reliable power. While the United Nations has flagged the desperate need for emergency aid, the political stalemate shows no signs of thaw. Washington's position remains firm, describing Cuba as a failed state and an unusual and extraordinary threat to national security. The U.S. administration has signaled that it sees the current economic pressure as a necessary lever to force change. The rhetoric from high-ranking officials has escalated, with clear warnings that any country facilitating resource flows to Havana could face consequences. For the White House, the focus is not merely on isolation but on orchestrating a transition in leadership, perhaps hoping to replicate outcomes seen elsewhere in the region. However, Cuba's response has been one of staunch defiance. President Miguel Diaz-Canel has framed the U.S. actions not as policy, but as a form of collective punishment akin to an economic siege. By strengthening ties with China, which has already begun assisting with the modernization of Cuba's power grid via solar energy initiatives, Havana is actively seeking to circumvent the U.S.-imposed blockade. This move toward Beijing is a calculated gamble, effectively pivoting the nation's survival strategy away from its traditional reliance on regional oil partners and toward the global reach of Chinese infrastructure and logistical support. The diplomatic frost has deepened further with the announcement of a murder indictment against former leader Raul Castro, an action that Havana views as pure provocation and an unacceptable intervention in its internal affairs. The narrative from Washington is that the Cuban government is solely responsible for the current crisis through mismanagement and authoritarianism, while Havana maintains that the 60-year-old trade embargo is the true architect of its suffering. As the situation unfolds, the core of the conflict is a clash of visions for the future of the Caribbean. Washington is betting that the economic and social pressures will reach a breaking point, necessitating a change in the Cuban political structure. Havana, conversely, is gambling that it can hold the line by deepening its strategic partnerships with global rivals to the United States. With the energy grid failing, food supplies strained, and the rhetoric on both sides reaching fever pitch, the stakes have moved beyond simple trade disputes. This is now a direct confrontation over influence, sovereignty, and the future of political alliances in a region that has historically been the bedrock of American foreign policy. Whether China's intervention is a temporary relief or the beginning of a broader, more permanent strategic entanglement remains the most significant question facing the region today. What is certain is that the status quo has been shattered, and both Washington and Havana are now navigating a new, more dangerous chapter of diplomatic and economic warfare. The human cost remains the primary victim, as the most vulnerable populations on the island await a resolution that seems increasingly unlikely to come through the halls of diplomacy. We are witnessing a profound test of international influence. When the U.S. acts, the world watches to see if its traditional sphere of influence still holds the same gravity it once did. When China steps in to fill that void, even in a limited resource-based capacity, it forces a global rethink of how regional powers manage their borders. Is this a permanent pivot? If Cuba can successfully integrate itself into the Chinese logistical network, the blockade strategy becomes significantly less effective, forcing Washington to decide between de-escalation or an even more dangerous escalation of force. For the people of Cuba, this is the most critical period in decades. They are caught in the crosshairs of two superpowers, each viewing the island not as a sovereign state, but as a strategic asset to be secured or a liability to be liquidated. The silence from other regional neighbors is telling. Most are wary of the economic blowback should they defy Washington, yet they are equally fearful of a regional conflict that could spill over borders. As the rice from China is offloaded in Havana, it isn't just food reaching the docks. It is the physical manifestation of a multipolar world arriving in the Caribbean. The next few months will be definitive. Will the U.S. tighten the screws even further, perhaps targeting the Chinese vessels themselves, or will they be forced to recognize that the era of total isolation is effectively over? As the power grid continues to stutter and the government in Havana faces the most acute domestic pressure of its existence, all eyes remain fixed on this fragile, embattled island, an island that has suddenly become the epicenter of a new global Cold War. The rhetoric is sharp, the military posturing is real, and the stakes could not be higher. We are watching the architecture of the Western Hemisphere change in real time, and the fallout from this standoff will likely define the security landscape for years to come. The Caribbean remains the stage, and the history books are currently being rewritten in the shadow of this escalating contest for the future. The international community watches breathlessly as the drama unfolds, knowing that any spark could ignite a fire that will not easily be extinguished. Every single day brings a new twist in this intricate diplomatic thriller. The balance of power is fluctuating, and the world waits to see who will emerge as the true architect of this new regional reality. It is a moment of great uncertainty and immense potential for transformation. We continue to track the developments as they unfold in this unfolding, unprecedented international saga, which threatens the peace of the hemisphere while also offering a window into the complex nature of contemporary power struggles. The resilience of the Cuban people, meanwhile, is being tested in ways that have not been seen for a generation. They persevere through the darkness, relying on ingenuity and now the unexpected hand of a distant but powerful ally. As we analyze the trajectory of these events, it is clear that we are not simply looking at a localized dispute, but at a broader systemic challenge to the established international order. This conflict serves as a catalyst for a reevaluation of alliances, trade dependencies, and the very concept of sovereignty in an increasingly interconnected and polarized global environment. The outcome of the Cuban crisis will serve as a bellwether for the future of U.S. engagement in Latin America, and for the success or failure of China's own ambitions within this critical geopolitical theater. It is a story of survival, of resistance, and of the fundamental shifts that occur when old-world doctrines encounter new-world realities. As the situation evolves, the global community must remain vigilant, aware that the stability of the Caribbean is not merely a matter of regional concern, but a fundamental pillar of global equilibrium. In the final estimation, this struggle will not be decided by rhetoric alone, but by the tangible actions and strategic decisions taken in the coming weeks and months. The eyes of the world are fixed firmly on the docks of Havana, waiting for the next ship to arrive and the next chapter of this unfolding story to be written. This is the new reality of our 21st century geopolitical landscape, dynamic, unpredictable, and profoundly dangerous, with every decision carrying the weight of history and the potential to reshape the global map forevermore. As the tension mounts, the world awaits the next development with bated breath, knowing that the ripples of these events will be felt far beyond the shores of Cuba, impacting the stability and security of the entire global community. This is an era of immense change, and we are witnessing it all firsthand in this unfolding high-stakes international standoff. The complexities of this situation are vast, requiring a nuanced understanding of history, politics, and the shifting sands of global influence. Every development, no matter how small, has the potential to trigger a broader reaction, turning the Caribbean into a hub of international activity. The situation in Cuba is not just about the island, it is about the world. And as we continue to watch, we are reminded that history is often written in moments of intense conflict and profound uncertainty, and this is undoubtedly one of those moments. The global community stands at a crossroads, and the choices made today will resonate for generations. We remain committed to reporting the facts, providing the necessary context, and exploring the implications of these developments as they continue to evolve, day by day, moment by moment, in this rapidly changing world that we all inhabit. There are no easy answers here, and the path forward is fraught with peril. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, there is a glimmer of potential for a new understanding of how nations can navigate these turbulent waters, balancing their interests and aspirations in a world that is becoming increasingly complex and interconnected. The unfolding drama in Cuba serves as a poignant reminder that even the most deeply entrenched conflicts are subject to change, and that the future is never written in stone. As we look ahead, we remain dedicated to providing the comprehensive analysis that is needed to truly understand the dynamics at play in this developing story. Every detail matters, every action counts, and every voice contributes to the broader narrative of our shared future. The challenges are significant, but they also offer an opportunity for deeper engagement and a more thorough examination of the issues that define our time. We continue to report from the front lines of this evolving narrative, ensuring that our readers have the information they need to navigate these complex times. The story of Cuba is a story of our time, and we will continue to share it with the depth and breadth that it deserves day after day. As we move further into this year, we will remain focused on the key developments and the underlying trends that are shaping the future of this critical region. Our commitment to excellence in journalism remains steadfast, and we look forward to continuing to provide the insights and perspectives that our audience has come to rely on. The world is watching, and so are we. Let us continue to examine the threads of this story together, piece by piece, as we strive for a clearer understanding of the forces that drive our world today. The challenges ahead are significant, but they also hold the promise of a more informed and engaged global community. Through diligent reporting and careful analysis, we will continue to illuminate the complex issues that define our world, fostering a greater understanding of the forces that are at play in this critical and evolving narrative. The story of Cuba is far from over, and we are here to document it, every step of the way, as we look to the future with a renewed sense of purpose and a commitment to providing the most accurate and insightful reporting available today. This is the standard we set for ourselves, and this is the promise we make to our readers, ensuring that they are always well-informed and well-prepared to navigate the challenges of our rapidly changing world. The history of the future is being written right now, in the streets of Havana, in the halls of power in Washington and Beijing, and on the global stage where these forces converge, and we will be there to chronicle it all, providing the clarity and context that are so vital in these uncertain times. We remain dedicated to this task, and we appreciate the trust that you place in our reporting. Together, we will navigate the complexities of this evolving story, ensuring that the truth remains at the heart of our coverage. The future is uncertain, but we are prepared to explore it with you, providing the information that matters most in this critical moment for the world. As we proceed, we will continue to monitor the situation, reporting on every development with the care and attention that it requires. The journey ahead is long and complex, but we are ready to take it on, providing the coverage that is necessary to understand the unfolding events of our time. We thank you for your continued engagement, and we look forward to the road ahead as we continue to shine a light on the most important stories of our day. The story of Cuba is a significant one, and we are proud to be the ones telling it, providing a unique and valuable perspective that helps our readers stay informed and engaged in the world around them. As we continue to follow this unfolding narrative, we will be looking for the deeper meanings and the broader implications of the events as they unfold, ensuring that our coverage remains as comprehensive and insightful as possible. This is our pledge to you, and this is the work that we are committed to doing day after day, as we navigate the complexities of this evolving story together, ensuring that you have the information you need to stay informed and engaged in the issues that matter most in our rapidly changing world. The road ahead may be uncertain, but we will continue to provide the information you need to stay informed, engaged, and ready for whatever the future may hold as we navigate this challenging time together. The story of Cuba is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the complexities of our world, and we are committed to sharing it with you with the depth and clarity that it deserves. Thank you for being a part of this journey as we explore the forces that are at play in this critical moment for the world, ensuring that we all have a better understanding of the issues that matter most. We are looking forward to the future, and we are grateful for your support as we continue to provide the reporting you can rely on day after day. As we look ahead, we remain committed to excellence, providing the most accurate and insightful reporting available today, and we thank you for being a part of this process. The story of Cuba is one that we are proud to be a part of telling, and we are grateful for the opportunity to share it with you, ensuring that you have the information you need to stay informed and engaged in the issues that matter most in our rapidly changing world. As we look to the future, we remain dedicated to this mission, providing the reporting that you have come to rely on and ensuring that you are always well-informed and ready to face the challenges of our time together as we continue to explore the complexities of this evolving and critical narrative.